Coming up on this episode of Coordinated.
I mean, we call it the AP Coordinator's Manual for a reason. It's great information.
Greetings, AP Coordinators. Welcome to Season 4 of Coordinated.
And welcome to a new school year. Season 4 of Coordinated will help ensure it begins on a high note for AP Coordinators.
I'll provide step-by-step guidance, navigating from initial planning at the start of the school year through setup of AP registration and ordering, student enrollment in class sections, all the way through the final ordering deadline in mid-November. Those are just some of the highlights. We have a lot to cover.
And I, along with other AP coordinators, all share some of our favorite tips and tricks that have helped us more efficiently manage our AP programs.
Derek Cometa here, former AP coordinator, now Director AP Coordinator Experience for the AP program.
And I'm Rachel McBride, AP Coordinator and School Counselor at Mayfield High School. Welcome to the podcast for AP Coordinators.
Welcome to Coordinated.
Hello, AP Coordinators. My name is Claire Lorenz, and I'm on the AP Instruction team at the College Board. Over the past several years, we've had the chance to work with amazing AP teachers and higher education faculty members to create resources that support instruction and learning in all AP courses. AP teachers have access to these resources through AP Classroom. Thanks to feedback from teachers and students, we've made it easier than ever for AP teachers to use AP Classroom in the 2021-2022 school year. Each course is now organized into clear categories. Course resources are aligned to course content and skills and include AP daily videos, topic questions, and progress checks. The question bank allows teachers to build custom assessments for their students. My Assignments stores all assignments in one place, so they can be easily accessed for planning and review. And My Reports can help teachers identify areas where students demonstrate strength and areas where they might need a little more support. Please help us support AP students by encouraging AP teachers at your school to check out all AP Classroom has to offer. Teachers can easily access the instructional resources by logging in at myap.collegeboard.org. And for more insights and best practices for using AP Classroom, there are videos on our AP Educators YouTube channel that can be watched anytime, anywhere. We'll put a link in the show notes of this episode for you to share. We hope you'll help us spread the word about how AP Classroom resources can support student learning. Take care, and thank you for all you do.
Greetings, AP Coordinators, and greetings, Rachel.
Once again, Derek, you sound pretty cheerful for so early in the morning and on a Monday.
Well, I'm not normally a morning person. However, working at a school for a couple of decades can, create a habit of waking up early.
Yeah, I can certainly relate to that.
Time is precious during the school day, as we know, and I cherished the few quiet minutes I had before school started and the bell to first period rang.
And time is a good word to use here. Time as in timeline reset.
Right, as in our podcast episode timeline and our podcast season theme, Steps to Success for the start of the school year.
All right, let's do it. So the first step was episode 68.
Initial planning.
Then we had several conversations offering guidance about the entire process for student enrollment,
Access codes and setup, the exam decision indicator setting, class sections, student accounts, join codes, and student enrollment.
Those were all covered in episodes 69 through 74, very helpful for anyone who had their first day of school more recently or for any new AP coordinators who just stepped into the role.
And then our last episode was one that many AP coordinators can relate to, episode 75, Track and chase.
Right. We talked about tracking down and chasing down those last few students in order to complete the initial process for student enrollment and having them use that join code to enroll in class sections.
And today we'll take a sidestep as we move into a discussion about collecting AP exam fees.
And we should probably talk about exam fees first before we start talking about collecting them, right?
Yes, good idea. Let's do that. For 2021-22, it's $96 per exam at schools in the U.S., U.S. territories, Canada, and all DO/DEA schools. It's $126 per exam at schools everywhere else, and it's $144 per exam specifically for AP Seminar or AP Research. Please note that fees may vary for exams at College Board authorized test centers outside the U.S. And there are fee reductions as well. Rachel, can you talk about that?
Sure thing. The fee reduction amount is increasing to $34 per exam for eligible students. Coordinators like me, we indicate the AP fee status for each qualifying student in AP registration and ordering to ensure correct invoicing.
And Rachel, we usually do our shout out to the AP Coordinator's Manual Part 1 a little later in the show. Right now might be a more appropriate time, though, because the manual includes a lot of information on exam fees and fee reductions, much more than we can cover in this conversation.
You have read my mind once again. I was just looking at the PDF. Pages 21 to 28 explain the exam fees and fee reductions. Specifically, there are some very helpful example fee scenarios on page 24, and lots of information on fee reduction eligibility on pages 26 through 28.
All right, so that's a baseline of information on exam fees.
I mean, we call it the AP Coordinator's Manual for a reason. It's great information.
Right. It feels like there are two actions to talk about here. For those schools who collect exam fees directly from students and parents, well, they determine when to do that, and they determine how to do that. So let's talk about when first. Rachel, I think it would be fair to say that many schools collect exam fees as part of or immediately after the student enrollment process, something we have been talking about.
That's true. And we hear that many schools choose to collect exam fees before submitting their exam order in November.
That's correct. I want to also mention that is certainly not required. It is a school or district decision. Exam fees for this school year are not due to AP until June 15th, 2022.
So some schools collect a $40 per exam deposit prior to submitting their order. The standard reason for a school to make that decision is so that if a student changes their mind and decides not to take the exam, the school can then account for the canceled or unused exam fee. Many ways to do it. Derek, I think it's good that schools have the flexibility to customize the process for collecting exam fees.
Agreed. That flexibility is good. So again, when a school collects exam fees, a local decision. Flexibility also comes into play when we talk about how. There are a lot of ways to manage and coordinate the process for collecting exam fees. By that I mean how money is actually collected. Some schools collect checks. Other schools use an existing billing process that is internal to the school or district. This can be a convenient option because parents and students are already familiar with that system. Rachel, quick question for you. How does your school collect AP exam fees?
So I'm pretty fortunate. Our school adds the fee in our student information system when students enroll in the course. The fees are then collected in the same way that all other school fees are collected. Our invoice is paid on time, and I'm a happy camper, and very grateful to the colleagues who take care of it.
It takes a village, doesn't it?
It does.
Thanks for sharing your process, Rachel.
So exam fee collection is a hot topic, Derek. In our workshops, we find that it's a topic that coordinators really like to talk about.
Agreed. And Rachel, that's a great transition to promote an upcoming event that starts this very week.
That's right. We're offering a new mini workshop series for AP coordinators. It's a Zoom power hour with experienced AP coordinators. They'll share best practices for tracking changes to student schedules and preparing to submit your school's AP exam order. The mini workshops include breakout rooms for participant discussion and live demonstrations in AP registration and ordering. You know I love those.
And I imagine the mini workshops may include some conversation on collecting AP exam fees.
I would not doubt that.
Please join us. Registration is available at collegeboard.org/AP coordinator training. Again, that's collegeboard.org/AP coordinator training. We'll put a link in the show notes as well. The mini workshops are popular, and we expect many to fill to capacity. Please register soon. And now, AP coordinators, now it's time to gear up for our newest segment. It's something we're calling On the Road with Rachel. And you might be asking, Derek, what road are we on? Why? It's the road to success, of course.
That's right. We've been steering coordinators along this road with step-by-step guidance. Now, it's time to accelerate a bit. And share some tips and best practices from experienced AP coordinators.
All right, Rachel, there's one more tip to share on collecting exam fees.
That's right, and it's a good one.
As we stated earlier, how schools choose to collect AP exam fees is a local decision. And one option that schools may consider is using a third-party vendor to assist.
Yes, to support schools and AP coordinators with AP exam fee collection, AP has launched the AP Exam Fee Collection Providers Program. Providers in this program offer a range of payment collection solutions. The providers offer fundamental capabilities such as accepting payment and transferring funds.
There's an entire web page dedicated to this topic, and on that page, schools can learn more about the Fee Collection Providers Program and review information about developing an exam fee collection process that fits each school. We'll put a link in the show notes.
And a key point, Derek, for larger AP programs, getting assistance with exam fee collection is extremely helpful. Whether that's partnering with one of these providers or just recruiting a colleague at school to assist.
Agreed. Recruiting some help is, well, it's a suggestion that's worth its weight in gold.
Season 4 of Coordinated is co-authored and co-hosted by Derek Cometa and Rachel McBride. Derek also records, produces, and engineers the show. Our executive producer is Edward Biederman. Our podcast logo is courtesy of the amazingly talented Amy O. Amy is enjoying her senior year at Savannah Arts Academy. We thank Jackie Ray for our theme song, Good as Gold. Jackie is a former AP Music Theory student at Oakton High School. Additional vocal support by Carly Suge, AP coordinator at Costa Mesa High School in Southern California.
And a special thanks to all my colleagues in the AP program for supporting the show and spending time with us. And AP coordinators, we cannot say it enough. Thank you. We appreciate you, and for all your support of AP students, you are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.